Hello, everybody, and welcome into KB Willet Arena for round number 2 of WIAC action between the UW River Falls Falcons and your Stevens Point Pointers. River Falls takes game number 1 yesterday. That was a 3-2 affair. That was pretty much decided in the final period. Back-to-back goals in the final 16 seconds by Max Collette and Jude Reed. I'm certain I'm mispronouncing that. Decided that game. It was a quick affair, quick and dirty. But my name is Liam Statz, and I'm joined here in the booth by Jacob Spoerl.
How you doing tonight, Liam?
It's going to be a great one. I'm doing amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
a lot of pressure on the Pointers to perform tonight.
Yeah, last night's game was a close one for sure, a nail-biter that came down a little bit to the end of it. But a couple of missed opportunities and big mistakes by the Pointers led to the Falcons' second win of the season over the Pointers. Let's see if that changes tonight.
Well, we're already off to a physical game as Dawson Sherino back in the lineup after serving his one-game suspension, throwing a check, a little bit of a reverse hit, and the Pointers off and running. Chris Engelbert also in, takes it himself, toe drag, puts it up front, and the net came off its moorings. It wouldn't have mattered. Engelbert put it high. But we're off. This is almost a completely different start to the game than last night.
Yeah, absolutely, Liam. I mean, it wasn't necessarily lethargic, but both teams just seemed like kind of whelmed to play. But after last night's close loss to the Pointers, both teams coming out aggressive already. I'm definitely liking the start of this one.
Chris Engelbert and Dawson Sherino are starting second line. There's a rip off the draw. Dawson Sherino puts it wide. Sherino and Engelbert. Sherino buries a man in the corner. I keep trying to say he's back in the lineup, but he's not letting me get anything off. As that'll be icing the other way, our first icing of the night.
Icing
As I was
number
saying,
1.
Dawson Sherino finally, now that we have a stoppage, Dawson Sherino and Chris Engelbert back in the lineup once again after serving their one-game suspension after some extracurricular activities back on Stout about a week ago, and that 1-0 game decided in overtime. Andrew Poulias, the captain, can't win the draw. It's taken by Cole Telecki. And Adam Reisigle with the steal into the corner. Over for Andrew Poulias. Chance now out in front for Fletcher Anderson. Fun fact about him, he scored his 100th career point last night with that goal. His 41st of his NCAA collegiate career. Adam Reisigle at the blue line takes a shot. Boynton an easy save, and we'll get another stoppage in play. Yeah, about that, Fletcher Anderson, 100 career points with that goal, his 41st in his career. Nico Kamilevsky also got his 8th last night. That was the first one on the board for the Pointers, but it just wasn't enough as the Falcons came away with a 3-2 win, and that was the Pointers' first home loss of the season. Poulias will lose the draw, Alex Davis chips that one up and out of the zone. Taken by Evan Junker, a slap pass over for Kamilevsky, who will chip that one in. That one, as it was coming up into the air, we had some bad memories of that last night.
I already got flashbacks, Liam, when the puck came at us in the booth. I believe that was the first period of last night's game. Hopefully we don't see as many airborne pucks
Johnny
tonight.
Myers with a break in and a glove save by Alex Proctor. Flashing the leather, saying no dice. So with 18 minutes, 37 seconds left, it's still tied at 0 apiece. Just a reminder, you are listening to UWSP Stevens Point, the student voice of Pointer Athletics. And if you're following along online, you are watching us on Pointer Studios, brought to you by SportsPoint. Well, a pretty offensively fast-paced game so far, almost completely different than last night as there's a slap shot, goes wide, knocks off the back of the cage. For Falcons trying to get set up. Alex Atwell had a pretty egregious penalty last night, but a good effort there by Peyton Hart. He's going to have a rush in on net, takes a shot, puts it just wide. Burke Simpson got all the way back on defense on the back check, and he just got too much of a stick in there and disrupted Peyton Hart's chance. Peyton Hart had a couple of really good opportunities last night. I'm sure he was thinking about that as that loss comes back to haunt him. But we talked to him before the match today. He said that the Pointers did have a game plan as Tyler German works his way inside and has his shot blocked in the lane. Gibb Cody with it now, passes that one off. A little bit of a chip shot towards the net, way wide into the corner. And the Pointers with another rush up the ice. Tyler German flips that one up and over for himself. He's the first one there for the Pointers. Throws a reverse check. Sit down, Connor Brust, as that one comes out wide to the slot. Quentin Hill turns and fires that one back towards the net. Intercepted before it can get there by Connor Brust. And it's chipped in by Owen Belisle. Proctor out of his net to play that one as Belial gets pushed down to the ice. A much more physical game. You wonder if that's what Peyton Hart meant by when he said he had a game plan.
Hasn't even been 5 minutes yet, Liam, and already the type of aggression we had, it took him 2 periods to get to that last night.
Quinton Hill with it now over mid-ice. He'll chip that one in for Matthew Falls. He'll be the first one there into the corner. Bound around for Quinton Hill. Face-off circle up for Evan Junker at the blue line. Over for Hill, took a jump. So I thought he might have thought there was going to be a pass. He just couldn't get there as Matthew Falls battling for it. Has Sean Bunting also back in the lineup as that puck goes up and out of play. Bunting throws a late check and kind of skating a little bit injured like is Ian Carpenter as he'll head to the bench. But Sean Bunting also back in the lineup after also serving that 1-game suspension after that Stout game.
Yeah, several of those suspensions. I'd like to point out Peyton Hart, you brought him up earlier, had a couple of key opportunities last night, but a couple of slips just led to some unfortunate moments. You know he's looking for a redemption tonight.
Dawson Serino takes a shot, puts it wide. That's going to escape the zone. Owen Dean leaves that one for Junker with a lot of speed in his own zone. Long pass for Serino. He'll tip that one in. Icing is the call. Pointers can't believe that one. I'm not sure I can either. I felt like that one was on the midline, but icing is the call and the linesman's decision.
It was definitely a close one. Second icing call, already pretty quick to that one. Yeah, as you know, I keep track of these things. Yeah, it was definitely a close call, per se.
Face-off taken by Chris Engelbert, one. And over for Reisegel, tries to fire that one up and out of the zone, but it's going to escape into the netting, and we'll have another stoppage in play. At 16 minutes and 28 seconds left, we're still tied at 0 apiece.
They're on the face-off right now, and that is a Pointers victory. You talked about it last night. The Pointers took an astounding loss in the face-off circle. River Falls winning a majority of them. Something that definitely showed up in the final score of last night's game. Pointers now 0-2 against the Falcons this season. River Falls fourth in the standings. The Pointers are second.
As hitting the deck was Chris Engelbert. Crowd doesn't like that one, but Max Collette works his way in. Good poke check there from Evan Junker as Fletcher Anderson, a stretch pass over for Serino. Can't corral that one off his skates. A turnover for Serino. Fletcher Anderson and Owen Dean working their way in now. Owen Dean puts on the brakes behind the net, kicks that one out for Serino, trying to pass out on the slot, but Boynton's seen enough. He'll put a glove on.
I will say Dawson actually got really close to scoring that. An awkward pass. Boynton makes the save. I'd like to talk about Brennan Boynton, the junior goalie out of Champlin, Minnesota, playing for River Falls. He had himself a really nice game last night, making some huge saves in the final 5 minutes of period number 3 last night. We'll see how he stands against Alex Proctor as the goalies face off third time in the season, second night in a row.
Andrew Poulias battling forward in the lane. He just can't get that one on his stick. And the Falcons will try to clear as we're going to have a stoppage. I think a hand pass on the Pointers, and so that one's going to come all the way down to the left of Alex Proctor. You know, we talked about it, we've touched on it, but I want to reiterate it. This is almost a completely different feeling game than last night.
It's not just the physicality, it's the speed, the aggressiveness overall. Completely different game. I totally, undeniably agree with that point. Not at all the same team, I feel like, which is, I would say, a good thing if you're a Pointers fan.
Chance out at the point now for the Falcons. Connor Bruss takes a shot. That hits a man in front and goes to the corner. Andrew Poulias fires that one around, and it's taken by Kemelevsky. Kemelevsky, cross-ice pass. Evtimovsky skating in, face-off circle. Back across. Fletcher Anderson can't corral that one. He was in the lane. He just couldn't keep it on the blade of a stick. And here come the Falcons the other way. Burke Simpson, toe drag release. Out point and a poke check by Alex Proctor sends that one back to the corner. Burke Simpson back out to Alex Davis at the point, takes a shot himself, and that one off the back wall. A sliding Proctor might have kept the rebound coming out into the slot as the Pointers are just trying to get a clear, and it will finally exit the zone. A little bit of a slash there, but no call upcoming. We saw that last night for this officiating crew. It was very, very lax.
Yeah, a lot of calls definitely not being called, definitely letting them play last night. And that's been the trend with this officiating crew at the Willet.
Gibb Cody will dump that one in. Proctor out of the net to play that one. Slings that one around, and Alec Hominy can't keep that on his stick. Hominy working his way back into the lineup after not making regular starts. He's made back-to-back ones here tonight as Joe Manning there on the forecheck for the Pointers. Pins his man along the boards. That's Alex Davis. Gets that one free, and the River Falls are just looking for a clear. Intercepted center ice by Alec Hominy, and in over the line with it now is Arseny Smeknov. Smeknov loses control. It's a bounce pass behind the cage. Out for Tyler German. Can't keep that one on his stick, and it's fired back in. Alec Hominy, a bounce pass. Tyler German keeps that one up for himself with a lot of speed. Face-off circle, trying to cut in towards the net. And Boynton once again seen enough. He'll put on for another stoppage in play. 13 minutes, 51 seconds left here in period number one. Still tied at 0 apiece.
Joey Foss for River Falls just pushed Serena right at the end there as it looked like he was going to make some quick content with Boynton. That obviously didn't happen as the Pointers now in River Falls zone. That's a violation on River Falls. New to D3 hockey this season, a face-off violation.
Face-off won by the Falcons, but it comes in over for Boynton, who, once again, he's going to cover that one up for another stoppage. You know, I know I've said it a lot, but you seem to really like saying that it's new for D3 hockey, the face-off violation.
You know what? I got to point out the things that I know, Liam.
As that one's won by the...
I only say it once a game, and this is my third game, so this is only the third time.
Oh, my goodness. As Quentin Hill will dump that one in. A finished check there by Cole Telecki. And with it is Matthew Falls. Throwing a hit there is Quentin Hill. On the stick now of Anthony Vidrick. He'll dump that one in and go for a change. Sean Bunting will sling that one around the outside wall, but it's intercepted there by Hunter Jones. Haven't called his name much tonight as he tried to pass that one in for the slot. Back for Jones at the half circle. Back out to the point for Ian Kumperner. Back down low for Jones. Jones turns and fires. Alex Proctor puts a glove on, and we'll get another stoppage in play with 13 minutes and 6 seconds left. So simultaneously feeling a lot faster, but we did have that period yesterday where it was a full 7 minutes before we had any stoppage.
Yeah, that was in the first period. Something I would like to point out, we've talked about the aggression and physicality we've seen, but not a ton of chippiness. There is a difference in sports, I believe. Chippiness is a little bit of that extra contact after the play.
Face-off won by the Pointers, and that'll be fired up and out of play. Is battling for it at the blue line. Max Collette will win the battle. He'll fire that one down low for Avtomovsky, who will try to clear, just not able to do so. Max Collette, one of the goal scorers last night for the Pointers, for the Falcons. That would end up being the game-tying goal, as there's a very quick icing.
Yeah, quick icing. That's the third call of the night. I was keeping track. I think we only had about, 5 total icing calls. Many waved off. We've talked about it before, Liam, but this officiating crew just lets a lot of things go. And sometimes you like to see that. You don't want to see games over-officiated, so I will praise the refs in that regard.
That one's won by the Falcons out at the blue line with it now, and a quick shot there from Connor Brust. Fires that one up and out of play for yet another stoppage at 12 minutes and 34 seconds left here in this opening period. A lot of quick draws, a lot of quick shots, all of them not finding the net.
Yeah, not a lot of follow-throughs. You don't see a ton of passing when they're in their respective zones. Just a quick 1-2 and a quick shot of the goal. Nothing insane that we've seen yet. Obviously, both goalies have been playing particularly well so far, and it is early.
Both teams battling for it behind the net. Now with it for the Falcons is Burke Simpson. He turns and fires that one back in. A good pass to Reed Loon. Also the game-winning goal scorer last night for the Falcons. Got that third goal within 16 seconds of the one by Max Collette. And the Pointers haven't had an offensive rush outside of their own zone in quite a while. As everybody hitting the ice, and is kept in at the blue line by Cole Telecki. Fires that one off the boards to his teammate. Back for Telecki at the point. A bounce pass off for himself. Out to the face-off circle. No angle shot. A save, a follow-up chance. Another save by Alex Proctor. And we'll get another stoppage in play.
Yeah, like I said, Liam, you see the aggression, the physicality, but it's not following through. It's not going and spilling into or after the whistle's blown, I should say. But I imagine if things start going against the Pointers' way or against River Falls' way towards the final period of this game, those final 10 minutes, then it'll be a different story. You'll for sure see a little extra contact, most of it being unnecessary.
Speaking of contact, hitting the deck off the draw was Arseny Smeknov. The Pointers playing a lot more physical, as there's an errant pass to Chris Engelbart, taken away by his teammate Owen Dean, and here comes a rush for the Falcons as Dean throws a follow-up check. Hitting the ice was Gib Cody. Another check on number 2, Adam Reisigle, and he hits the ice. Now both teams really firing the puck around and using the physicalness of their bodies to make a statement here tonight. As Owen Dean, a chance in front, scores! Owen Dean to Dawson Chirino. His first game back, and the Pointers strike first. Well, it took 3 whole periods for the Pointers to get on the board last night, but tonight it happens in just 1. And even in the first 10 minutes, Dawson Chirino adds to his point total. That is his 15th goal of the season.
Chirino retaking the lead, tied with Peyton Hart several times over these past couple of weeks, whether it's Dawson Chirino, Peyton Hart taking the lead, but this time Chirino gets his next score to put the Pointers in front.
Point wins the opening draw, and it comes the other way into the Falcons zone. This Pointer line playing much, much better than they were last night. Peyton Hart talked about how in the locker room after the game, before the game, they were having a new discussion of sorts, a new game plan about how to approach this Falcons team. And it seems to be paying off as they're playing with a lot more offense, rejuvenated. It feels more energetic in here as well.
And this is the type of energy they're going to need in their playoff push. This and 4 other home games is all they've got left before the postseason.
Alex Proctor will come out of his net to play that one. A little bit of a chip pass up and a turnover there for Johnny Myers. Swings into the slot, out wide for Telecki, takes a shot, or a pass, but it was intercepted in the lane by Sean Bunting as Quentin Hill there on the forecheck, trying to take that one away, ties his man up at the line, and here comes Sean Bunting for some help. He finishes his check. Sit down, Connor Brust, as it comes out for Quentin Hill. Back for Hill at the face-off circle. And both teams battling for it now, and a good poke check stick lift there for Dylan Smith, and that comes free. And here come the Falcons. Johnny Myers works his way inside. A poke check there from the Pointers ends that threat, and it's slung around behind the cage. Comes into the corner for Max Collette, fires it back the other way for Johnny Myers. Out at the point, it's Cole Telecki. Telecki takes a shot, fires it in, follow-up chance. Alex Proctor's there waiting for it. Both teams battling for it. Proctor chips that one up for Quentin Hill. Quentin Hill almost loses an edge, and he passes that one up for Bunting, who fires it in, and he'll give chase. Brett's point and follow-up chance. Oh, my goodness. What a defensive effort there from Cole Telecki, as Andrew Poulias couldn't handle that one in the slot, and it's fired out for Evan Junker. Evan Junker dumps that one in. Boynton has trouble with that one. Poulias fires it into the corner. Both teams really battling for it now. That one comes free the face-off circle. Evan Junker with the poke check fires it back into the circle. Kamilevsky gets sent down to his knees. Fletcher Anderson in there to help. Back out for the half wall. Evan Junker will take that one, turns it around, and over for Kamilevsky. He can't control it. Andrew Poulias back into the corner for Kamilevsky. Kamilevsky escapes his man, puts on the brakes, back into the corner. Kamilevsky getting hooked a little bit, but we won't get a call. And battling for it now right in front of us, and finally flipped up and out of the zone by Reed Loon. Here comes Adam Reisigle, who fires that one in and gives chase. Back behind the cage for Boynton. Andrew Poulias battling forward into the corner. That one comes free. Where is it? Boynton puts a glove on, and we'll have another stoppage in play at 8 minutes and 18 seconds left, our first immediate timeout of the game.
Yeah, I'd really like to quickly shout out the sophomore defenseman for River Falls, Cole Telecki. He has made some really solid defensive plays, helping out Brennan Boynton, their goalie, giving him a little extra levity, getting the puck out of there just when he needs to. One of the times Boynton wasn't even prepared for the shot that came. Is it all right if I give you a quick score update during
Go
this
for it,
media
partner.
timeout? Sounds good. A couple scores around the WIAC, first of which, UW Superior taking on UW Eau Claire. The Yellow Jackets at the Blue Golds. Game 2, last night they won 3-1. Right now they are currently scoreless with 9 minutes left in period number 1. And it is important to point out that game because the Superior the Yellow Jackets, I should say, currently in the lead of the WIAC. Some important things to figuring out as they won last night. The Pointers lost last night, making their lead a little farther because obviously Pointers are number 2.
Yeah, let's
in
talk
WIAC
about standings. Superior actually increases their lead up to 23 points, 4 points out ahead of the Pointers after Superior's win against Eau Claire last night. Eau Claire stays in third. That's good for the Pointers, as Stevens Point is still in second at 19 points, but River Falls, with their in-regulation win, actually gets catapulted and tied in third place with Eau Claire, so another regulation win, or at the very least a win in overtime or in the shootout, will put them ahead of the Pointers here tonight. There, Chris Engelbart throwing a check, getting in on the action as both teams battling for it now at the blue line. Dawson Chirino in there with a lot of speed. We've made a lot of comments about how fast he can be, but you really got to see it in person. Over for Owen Belial, face-off circle, tries a shot in front and an easy save there for Proctor. Kick towards the net, Proctor's seen enough, he'll put a glove on, and we'll get another stoppage in play at 7 minutes and 49 seconds.
Hey, you mentioned Dawson Chirino's speed. He had a one-on-one opportunity, or not necessarily a one-on-one, but a quick pursuit where he was the only one in front. There was a River Falls defender back. But seeing that speed in person, it's like a cheetah on ice. I don't know how else you can describe it. One of the fastest players I've personally seen in D3 hockey.
Well, before the game, partner, we were making comments about how packed we thought this game was going to be. I think it's actually sold out. There's a lot bigger of a crowd here tonight, especially in the visitor section. Seems like much more people have come out to see the Pointers play. Peyton Hart down back behind the net, bounces off the cage, tries to find Hamidi with it, taken in center ice by the Pointers. German up direct for Hart. Hart puts on the brakes, cross ice pass. Joseph Manning, his shot goes just wide. Couldn't get all of that one, and it flipped and dribbled into the corner for River Falls. Aiden Moser ties his man up. It won't be icing. And Alec Hamidi, the first one there in the corner. Out comes the other way. Max Collette can't control that one, and the Pointers looking for a quick clear. Joseph Manning dumps that one in as the Pointers go for a change. It's collected behind the net by Connor Brust. A long stretch pass over for Collette, who dumps that one in. Proctor kick pads that one out for the corner as Evan Junker takes his man down into the corner, sitting on top of the puck, and eventually Falcons come away with it. Proctor gets a check, and he'll fall down, but he came out for the play that one. I think that might have been why the point that wasn't called, as now we'll finally have a call. It'll be a hand pass on the Pointers. It'll come all the way down. Well, Proctor getting a little bit of a check there as he came out to play that puck.
Yeah,
so
it was legal.
I'm certain why that's why it wasn't called, but the crowd really wanted one there.
I jumped up right away, and I get the crowd's angst, but you're completely right. Alex Proctor was far enough out where he was playable, and that was legal.
Face off. Won by the Pointers on the stick of Adam Reisigle. Puts on the brakes in the corner. He'll try to flip that one out, and it does. Clear zone for the Pointers, and we'll have another hand pass. Excuse me, I'm not really sure. There was no indication made. Might have been a hand pass the way. Oh, they're going to say hand pass because he reached up to try to grab that puck. It flipped out of the glove of one of the Falcons players and then was played by River Falls. So it's going to come down all the way off to the left of Brennan Boynton, who has remained tall tonight. He only has 1 goal allowed. Sean Bunting tried a shot off the draw, just not able to get there. And here comes Johnny Meyer the other way. Slows down, puts on the brakes, and he gets tangled up in the skate blades of the referee. Behind the net now with it is Dylan Smith, one of the goal scorers last night, the first one of the night for the Falcons. As coming the other way are the Pointers. He tries to escape the zone. Here comes Quentin Hill. That one flipped up and out of play. Once again, partner towards our general direction.
Liam, I mean, give it another couple of feet, and it's hitting me right in the chest. At least there was enough of pullback where it didn't have a ton of speed on it. But, man, these pucks keep coming at us, brother. Oh, my goodness. We got in Andrew Poulias on the faceoff.
He won the draw over for Kemelevsky, but a quick steal there for Reed Loon into the face-off circle. Tries to barrel towards the net. Good defense there from Joseph Manning. Back out of the point for Ian Carpenter. Back across and a block shot from Burke Simpson. Here comes Pulias the other way. Wide open.
Allowed 2 total goals in both of these games. Pulias in on the face-off circle, wins that one for the Pointers, and there is a call, another stoppage.
I told him to text me about it, but
and it looks like both teams are going to head right back to the face-off circle.
Is that one? Didn't see what happened, partner. Flipped up out of play or not?
I think it was immediately. It was tough because of where our cameraman, Lexi Hall, not at all blaming her. I just completely missed that angle. River Falls wins this face-off. Icing is not waved off. That is the 4th icing call, 4 of which in the first period. I think there was 5 total last night. So already.
Sounds pretty in the ballpark,
I would say. Andrew Pulias back in on the face-off circle with the Pointers.
O'Brien with it now at the line, takes a shot, and that's going to be blocked in front by Burke Simpson as it comes down all the way for Alex Atwill. A little bit of a chip pass. Atwill with it now, turns on the brakes, spin move, fires it back towards the net. Had a streaking Owen Belisle there for it. Just wasn't able to corral it, and both teams now with it into the corner. Behind the net for Owen Belisle. Both teams battling for it. Joe Manning there with it as it finally escapes free to the line. Joey Foss back around, down low. Alex Proctor puts a glove on, and we'll get another stoppage in play.
And look, a little extra contact between some of the Falcons and Pointers, and now we're getting out to the point of the game. Already, even with 5 minutes left in the first period, some of that chippiness, a little extra. Not that we haven't seen it at all this weekend, but we haven't seen it yet in this game. So we see a little bit of that extra past physicality, past when the whistles are blown. We're only going to see more of it and probably more extreme versions of it throughout this game. In the face-off circle of the Pointers net. That's another win in the face-off circle for River Falls.
There's a slap shot from the point. Alex Proctor got a toe on it. Where's the puck? It's loose in the net. Alex Proctor slides over, and it finally bounces off the boards behind the cage. Well, that was very chaotic for a minute. As Fletch Anderson back for Sherino, tried a slap shot towards the net, hits a stick, and it dribbles into the corner. Owen Dean back across for Evan Junker, puts on the brakes. Junker gets fired up into the corner as Dawson Sherino recollects at the line. Sherino, cross-ice pass, tried to find a Racigel, taken by Owen Dean. Back for Evan Junker. Evan Junker off the boards, tried to find Racigel, couldn't keep it in his skates. Adam Racigel tries to flip that one out. It actually went off the referee in front as Sherino, maybe a little bit of a dive there as he makes a little bit of an extra show of hitting the ice. No call up coming, and Adam Ricegel
was not a
with
fan
it
of
now.
that.
No, absolutely. I don't think I would have been either. As Adam Ricegel with it now, back across for Ev Tomovsky. Ev Tomovsky over for Ricegel, stretch pass, has Peyton Hart. Peyton Hart back across for German, back in front, scores! Alec Hamady! Oh my goodness, what passing, a tip-in, and the Pointers have a 2-0 lead.
3-step process, Liam. Pass, tip, and score. Pointers are off to a hot start. 2-0 already in the first period. We were scoreless last night, and in that first period, clearly something has changed.
Well,
within the span of 24 hours.
Whatever game plan that Peyton Hart talked about in the pregame, I think that it's working very, very well as Alec Hamady scores for the first time tonight. That is his 3rd goal of the season as he adds to the scoring column. Another chip out in front. Peyton Hart just couldn't put that one in. And Hamady on the back check got a nice stick lift in there. And Tyler German with it now in the Pointer zone. Over for Ev Tomovsky. Ev Tomovsky leaves that one off the wall for German. He throws a check, and it comes now free in front. Alex Proctor has the save, and he rolls onto his back. We'll get some extracurricular activity off of that, I'm sure.
I told you, Liam, the minute one of these teams scores, that's when it starts getting just more and more over the edge. Each of these players just giving a little extra hit, a little extra bump or whatnot after the whistle. And I'm curious to see how that's going to play into the next two periods. We still only got just over 3 minutes left in the first. So I'm excited to see how much more in favor these calls go or these hits go. It'll be interesting.
Shorts kind of pinned that to the ice. A good save there from Alex Proctor. Actually reminds me of one of those saves he had last night. Got about an inch on that one. It would have went 5-hole, but he got the top of the pad.
Just probably 2 centimeters under his pads. He also had one that hit him in the stomach last night. Couple of interesting saves, but either way, Proctor's getting it done so far tonight.
Matthew Falls flips that one in for himself. He gets tied up into the corner. Still on Matthew Falls' stick. Puts on the brakes, turns and reverses direction. Quentin Hill, a shot out in front. Brennan Boynton, a good pad save there, loud, as he keeps that one out of the back of the net. Sean Bunting muscles his way in, passes that one out in front. Had a streaking, and I do mean streaking. Well, I don't know his name. That's embarrassing for me, but excuse me. Aiden Moser came in a lot of fast action, looking for the tip in. He just couldn't find the front of the net. That one finally comes free into mid-ice. Cole Telecki with it now out in front, and it's on the stick of Hunter O'Brien. O'Brien down low behind the net for Aiden Moser, and he'll start the rush up the ice. Moser off the wall for Kemelevsky. They're going to say he didn't touch that one, so we'll get another icing.
Number five
of
already.
That
ties
period.
It up last night. We're not even into the second period. I would like to shout out quickly, Matthew Falls had to go through, I think it was 3 different players getting entangled up 3 different times and got the pass off for the shot. He did all that he needed to about a minute ago, but Pointer's still up 2-0.
Quentin Hill will take the draw for the Pointers. And he'll win on the stick of Aiden Moser. Aiden Moser behind the cage, bounce pass off for Kemelevsky, tries to turn and fire that one out, and Fletcher Anderson is there to help. Fires that one into center ice, and it's a takeaway for the Falcons. Gib Cody with it, back across for Telecki. Bounce pass behind the cage for Tyler Lee, and up the ice for Gib Cody. Gib Cody's pass goes wide, and so it's recollected by Adam Reisigle. Reisigle across the ice to Evan Junker into mid-ice. Junker passes that one up for Anderson. Cross-ice pass on the stick of Pulias. Back for Kemelevsky. Puts it just wide. That was some pretty passing there from the Pointers, and he just couldn't get it on as they're going to wave off icing. I don't think there's really anything that should have waved the icing off or canceled it. Maybe because we're under 2 minutes. 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining here in period number 1. It's a 2-0 game for the Stevens Point Pointers. Fletcher Anderson with a lot of speed. Nutmeg over for Pulias. A tip in front by Anderson, and a nice save there from Boynton as Tomaski fires that one back towards the net. It's loose in the slot. Who's got it? Brennan Boynton. It comes free. Andrew Pulias with it now behind the cage. Pulias, he gets taken down to a knee, and it's going to come free out to mid-ice. It's a 2-on-1 the other way. Across the ice pass. Oh, he just couldn't find it. Alex Proctor was all the way out of the net, but Dylan Smith just couldn't get it on the blade of his stick. As Fletcher Anderson will turn and dump that one free. Pulias will beat out the icing. Andrew Pulias back down low into the corner now for Dylan Smith. Out at the blue line, Ethan Lindahl with it. He'll turn it over for Dawson Sherino. Sherino has Dean. Sherino turns, and a block shot in front by Alex Davis, and that one hurt him, you can tell. He'll limp back to the bench as Proctor will leave that one off for Ev Tomaski. Just under 30 seconds remaining here in period number 1. Dawson Sherino with it. Cross-ice pass has Evtomovsky, just couldn't keep it himself, and it's a 2-on-1 the other way once again. That one was a bad pass in front by number 21, Anthony Vidrick, and the Pointers will get a clear, possibly one more rush. Sherino back for Dean. On sides, Dean back for Sherino. Out at the blue line, 5 seconds. Moser will just fire that one towards the front, and Alex Engelbert there for it, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first period. The Pointers take a 2-0 lead. They're off and running as the Pointers reversing the script. They score first and in bunches here in the opening period.
Yeah, we've been saying it the whole time. We can keep reiterating it, but it's true. This is a very different game, different vibe. It is a little bit more packed in the dog pound sense of things. Definitely some more volume, but overall, the Pointers are speaking with their pads and their play.
Have to agree. Alex Proctor standing on his head as Evan Junker has a couple of words for the officials before he heads off the ice. But let's go ahead and take a look at some stats before we head into the intermission. First off, some scores from around the WIAC.
Yeah, I'll take a look. We're talking about the WIAC game that's on our minds the most. It's Superior at Eau Claire, who just wrapped up the first period. They remain scoreless, seemingly akin to ours last night. Who we looking at here on the ice?
It's Brody Kupski, my friend. Brody Kupski will be on the ice for the intermission activities. Brody Kupski in attendance tonight.
Whose feathers did he pull to get on that?
As Brody Kupski is going to go ahead and try his luck. But some stats before we head into the intermission. Dawson Chirino gets on the board first. His first goal back since his suspension, assisted by Owen Dean, followed up by Alec Hamady with just his third goal of the season, assisted by Tyler German and Peyton Hart. Some beautiful passing on that play. A tic-tac-toe goal got Brennan Boynton out of position. 8 shots on goal, so 6 saves for Brennan Boynton. 10 shots on goal for the Falcons, so 10 saves by Alex Proctor. We're going to go ahead and throw it into the break. Just a reminder, you are listening to WWSP Stevens Point, the student voice of Pointer Athletics. And if you're following along online, you are watching on Pointer Studios. Hello, everybody, and welcome back into KB Willet Arena for period number 2 of WIAC action between Stevens Point Pointers and the River Falls Falcons. The Pointers off and running. A great first period, immensely different than last night, and it's everything you could ask for. 2 goals to River Falls, none.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad to be back here in this game. I was a quick 15 minutes of an intermission, but the Pointers off to a strong start. They're playing differently, mentally, physically, all the type of adjectives you could use to describe their play. The Pointers are reigning right now, but River Falls are no slouches. They had a really solid game last night, and it's got to be Brennan Boynton, their goalie, that's going to keep them in this game. But he's on the Pointers and the dog pound, the Pointers fans' side of the ice, so this will be a tough inning for Boynton.
Tough inning, you say, partner.
I would say that, yeah. I mean, last inning was a little tough. He obviously gave up 2 goals, but we'll see how this one goes.
Well, obviously one of the hardest places to play in all of Division III hockey, as we are underway in period number 2. Face-off won by the Pointers. It comes all the way down. Engelbert throws a reverse hit on Ethan Lindahl, and we are off and running as Steele hits center ice by Hunter Jones. Quick shot and a loud stick save by Alex Proctor. Owen Dean fires that one into center ice. It's picked up by Engelbert. Takes a shot, hits a man in front. That's Cole Talecki, and bounces into the corner. Both teams tied up into the corner. Dawson Sherino in there for the Pointers. He recovers it, makes a man miss, face-off circle, and loses control. Here comes a rush the other way for the Falcons. A long pass, tried to find Hunter Jones, couldn't get there, and it's taken by Hunter O'Brien. Down the other way for Owen Dean. He gets knocked into the corner behind the cage, and Dawson Sherino recovers in the Falcons zone. That'll exit the zone. Adam Reisigle will fire that one back in, and the Pointers will have to tag up and go for a change. Kemalevsky back on the ice. As that pass misses everybody, it should be icing, and it will. What does that bring us up to, partner?
That brings us to icing call number 6, taken head of the 5 during the entire game last night. There was 5 in just the first period of this game, and now we're at 6.
The Pointers having a quick meeting before taking the face off. Andrew Pulias will slide in there for the Pointers, as you got to wonder if the game plan that they have, I think that might have been just a give and go, but Boynton's seen enough. He'll put a pad on and get another stoppage at 18 minutes and 56 seconds left to go in period number 2. The Pointers with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, the key to this one for the Pointers to maintain the lead is just to continue to play aggressive offense. They kind of lost that a little bit, relied a lot on their defense, and that ended up biting them in the third period.
Kemalevsky swings in front of the net, and a pound save there by Brennan Boynton. Tried to cut inside, and he had no room to lane, as there's a long shot from Adam Reisigle, fought off by Boynton, and it just sits there in the lane, and the Pointers recover. Over into the corner for Kemalevsky. Both teams battling for it now. Kemalevsky into the slot, and it's fought off and turned away by Dylan Smith. That one back out in front, over for Kemalevsky. Is sit down, Fletcher Anderson says to number 22, Jared Scott. What a hit there from Fletcher Anderson. As the Pointers get a little bit too hasty over the line, it's going to be 2-on-1 the other way. In over the line, it's Dylan Smith, takes a shot, pad save, and covering it up quickly is Alex Proctor. He stays tall and rises to the occasion to get the stop, and we'll have another stop at 18 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the period number 2. Alec Hamady, one of the goal scorers, now on the ice for the Pointers. He is joined in the score sheet by Dawson Sherino. Dawson Sherino getting his 15th of the season. That's actually now the leader, surpassing Peyton Hart. Oh my goodness, it was laying in the crease.
Oh, I missed it. I was looking at you.
Tyler German fires that one away as it's back across the ice for number 13, Reed Loon, one of the goal scorers last night. That shot into the corner, missed wide. Shot from the point. Tyler German almost had a breakaway, and Peyton Hart couldn't keep that one on his stick. Tried to find Tyler German further up the ice, but it's intercepted in center ice by the Falcons. And there's a long bank pass on the stick of Reed Loon. Fires that one in, and Burke Simpson will give chase. Well, we were talking about Dawson Sherino as there's a follow-up shot into the slot and taken away by Tyler Lee. Tries to fire that one out, and it will clear the zone. Perhaps now we'll have some time to talk about Dawson Sherino. Actually surpasses Peyton Hart from being tied at 14 goals as Alec Comedy works his way in, takes a shot. Boynton, a save, follow-up chance, another save in the back of the net! Scores! Peyton Hart just tied it up! He just tied Dawson Sherino for most goals on the team. We said they're going back and back and back, but it's a 3-goal lead for the Pointers.
Oh my goodness, we were just talking about it. They've been tying each other up almost every weekend, tying the lead of goals, but giving the Pointers a 3-0 lead, and they are rolling here in period number 2.
Face-off won by the Falcons. That is Peyton Hart's 15th goal of the year as Boynton comes out of the net to play that one, tries to clear it out, and it's kept in at the line. Aiden Mosier, Quentin Hill with it now, face-off circle into the corner. Back down low for Peyton Hart, looking for goal number 2 tonight. Joseph Manning slides it across, and a shot for the point. Aiden Mosier, it's lying in the slot, and it's taken away by the Falcons. Good save there from Brennan Boynton as Peyton Hart and Dawson Sherino going band for band here in this season.
Bar for bar.
Bar for bar as Joe Manning knocks it down over for Falls, takes a shot, scores! Matthew Falls finds his corner and picks it. It's a 4-goal lead for the Pointers.
You can't stop the Pointer train.
Matthew Falls, that's as pretty a goal as you'll see all season. All the time in the world, finds his corner and rifles it home top shelf. A 4-goal lead for the Pointers, and we're going to see our goaltending change.
Wow.
Brennan Boynton's night is done, and in comes the freshman Nolan Lacoste from Stillwater, Minnesota.
I am shocked. Boynton had a sensational game last night, only giving up 1 goal. He has multiplied that by 4 tonight.
Well, going ahead and taking a look at the stats here in this game. At individual stats, shots on goal, just 14 for the Pointers. So Boynton has only made 10 saves here tonight. Is Dawson Sherino in with a lot of speed, cuts towards the net, and a save there by Lacoste. And that one will come out the other way and fired in. Alex Proctor makes a good glove save as Sherino has it, receives it in center ice. Sherino doesn't have the speed to get there, but he'll wave off icing. Dawson Sherino fires it off the back of the cage to himself. That's a pretty pass. And here comes the Falcons the other way. In center ice, dangling along the line is Johnny Myers with a lot of speed. Cuts in towards the net, and he's taken down to the ice. No call up coming as Adam Reisigle will be crunched along the boards. Blake Norris in there as well. Adam Reisigle dumps that one in. Adam Reisigle turns the way out of a hit. And it's on the stick of Kemelevsky. Drops it back for Poulias. So it will pass across the slot. Back on the stick of Aiden Mosier. Mosier back in the slot. Poulias takes it off the stick, puts on the brakes. Evtomovsky at the line. That'll come free all the way down. Evtomovsky with it now. In the Pointer zone. Pass behind the cage for Fletcher Anderson. Over for Norris. Norris up the ice for Poulias. 2-on-2 with speed. Poulias puts on the brakes. Back across. Intercepted pass, but kept in by Evtomovsky. Back for Poulias behind the cage. Over for Kemelevsky. Behind Lacoste. Chance out in front. Oh, he just couldn't keep it on his stick. All the time in the world for Andrew Poulias, and he just couldn't keep it there. Back down low for Anderson. Pass out in front. Andrew Poulias couldn't turn and fire that one. Back for Poulias at the faceoff circle. Turns and fires that one down low for Evtomovsky. Evtomovsky over for Kemelevsky. Spins out of the way of one. Aiden Mosier can't keep that one in at the blue line. And the Falcons finally get it clear. German behind the back pass for Hart. Cuts inside. Lacoste with a save. He denies Peyton Hart and covers up the puck for another stoppage in play.
Oh my goodness. Liam, I mentioned it at the top of the inning, but this is going to be an even harder inning for Brendan Boynton as he is on the Pointers fan side of the arena, and sure enough, that cost him 2 back-to-back goals, 4 total. They had to put in the freshman Nolan Lacoste, who is entering one of the toughest rinks to play in D3 hockey. he has definitely gotten rattled in these couple minutes he's played already. Got a lot to show up for with the rest of this one.
This season, he has been pretty solid for the Falcons. He's just not able to hold on for this one as the freshman Lacoste will come into the game for the Falcons. It's been a while since his last start. The freshman from Stillwater, Minnesota. Last played for the Alexandria Blizzard in the NA3HL. This is just his second start of the season. His first one was back on January 10th against Bethel, Minnesota. Allowed 2 goals in that game, made just 9 saves.
You're familiar with that team. I believe that was our home opener of the season.
It was, as icing will be the call the way of the the way of the Falcons. It'll come all the way down. What are we at, partner?
That's icing number 7, taking 2 ahead of last night. Not at all like I'm keeping track. We got to incorporate that somehow into the video live streams. But, I am absolutely blown away by the completely different Pointers team that we've seen within 24 hours, and there's still plenty of time left in this one.
Face-off will be taken by Peyton Hart. He has a goal already tonight. And he'll go up against number 24, Owen Belisle. The Pointers will win the draw, and it's on the stick of Evan Junker. Junker spins the way out of a man off the stick of one of the Falcons. Alec Comedy bounce pass to himself, 2-on-1 the other way, cuts inside. He'll get taken down, just can't keep it on his stick. Tyler German with it now. Has Peyton Hart on the slide. Oh, he missed it, fanned on the shot. A follow-up chance from Evan Junker from the point goes wide, and that puck's going to come all the way down, no icing.
The follow-up shot, he had a really close chance. I thought that would have been goal number 5, but it remains a 4-0 game.
There's a long stretch pass, and Hill will tip that one, so no icing. Good effort there. Matthew Falls on the ice now for the Pointers, battling forward along the near boards, and that one's going to flip all the way down. Icing is up in the air. It'll be waved off at the very last minute. Incredibly last minute. And the Falcons will fight for it now behind Alex Proctor. Evtimofsky and Norris battling for it. They'll have to contend with Ethan Lindahl. As Gib Cody also gets into the mix, turns and fires that one in towards the basket. Matthew Falls keeps that one out, but here come the Pointers the other way. Quinton Hill will dump that one in and give chase. Matthew Falls, the first one there for the Pointers. There's a long pass around. Didn't have the stuff it needed for Hunter Jones. As, oh my goodness, Quinton Hill throws a huge check, and hitting the ice again is Hunter Jones. And on the other side of the ice, Hunter O'Brien with a block shot. You can tell that one hurt as he is limping a little bit. Just going to have to get this one out of the zone, and does. Dawson Shrino across the ice for a Hill. Hill will fire that one in. It's knocked into the corner by Lacoste. Here come the Falcons the other way. Johnny Myers with a lot of speed. Has to put on the brakes because the referee got in the way.
Man.
Oh,
and
my goodness.
And
he blocked the pass. The Falcons are going to be, I'm sure they're going to let him hear about that one as he goes and slides over towards the bench. But here come the Falcons, another shot. Tyler Lee turns and fires that one down low. Proctor out of his net to play that one. Sherino didn't see that one coming his way. Was more interested in spinning the way out of a dangerous hit. Is once again the referee just finding his way in. Alex Proctor made the toe save, and he just couldn't get back into position as that one thankfully comes free. Proctor stretching out with everything he had to make that save and followed up with a nice easy one. And no rebound there for the Falcons as it'll exit the Pointer zone. Falcons will go for a change. They're all gassed, and Joe Manning with it now. Passes that one up for Engelbert. Engelbert over the line, takes a shot, and Lacoste will fight that one off and cover it up for a stoppage in play at 11 minutes and 18 seconds left. Just a reminder, you are listening to WWSP Stevens Point, the student voice of Pointer Athletics, 89.9 FM, your only sports alternative. And if you're following along online, you are watching us on Sports Point, brought to you by Pointer Studios.
Yes, sir. Lacoste definitely had to put the glove down and have that stoppage of play there. You mentioned several of these River Falls players. The Falcons have been getting very exhausted. They've made a couple of substitutions, but they just needed that moment to take a breather.
Face-off won by the Falcons, but it's kept in by Poulias. Poulias up for Kemalevsky, tried to miss it out of the way of a man, and it's in on the face-off circle. A cross-ice pass, and here come the Falcons the other way. In over the line, Evan Junker, the first one there. He'll get tied up in the corner by Burke Simpson. Simpson passes that one up the boards to Reed Loon. Reed Loon back down low for Adam Reisigle to take over for the Pointers. Back for Junker. Tried to pass that out in front. There's another shot. Alex Proctor with the save. It went off of one of the referees. Again, he has found himself in the way of everything tonight, as there's a shot towards the point. A deflection, and Alex Proctor remains tall and fights it off through the screen.
Hit the splits on that one, but he also covered that one up.
Alex Proctor saw that one through the screen. He had to fight to make the save off the deflection. Stays tall, goes all the way down to the splits, and keeps it out of the back of the net.
Well, it's going to take a lot for the Falcons to come back. We've seen them, maintain leads in their games against the Pointers before, but this is a different story. Coming down or trying to come back down 4-0. They've got a lot to do to even just try to get back into this hockey game.
Face-off won by the Falcons. Shot off the draw. Goes off the pad of Blake Norris in front. And it's collected in the corner by Cole Tolecki. Back down low for Owen Belisle. Cole Tolecki will hit the deck. No penalty upcoming. We're still waiting for the first penalty of this game, as the Pointers now with a chance. Hayden Hart had that one. It was going through traffic. He just couldn't keep it on the blade of his stick. And in with a lot of speed is Arseny Smeknov. Pointers have him run into a brick wall. And is throwing another check is Tyler German. Comes out to the slot. Ethan Lindahl with a shot. Peyton Hart with the block. And he's hurt, you can tell. He's going to feel that one in the morning. Hope he's okay. Alec Comedy with it now. We'll flip that one up and out of the zone. We're going to have a high stick call if Falcons don't like that one. Let's talk about this officiating here tonight, as we'll have a immediate timeout. We're still waiting for the first power play of this game.
That is true. Not a penalty has been called. We had several. The Pointers actually had the favor last night on the power play, I should say, not the Pointer play, but they couldn't get it done. Something that, has gone usually their way most of the season. It's one of the best power play teams in D3 hockey. But right now, tonight, they haven't needed that. Obviously,
we're up 4-0 at the moment.
And, we're about to see the power play team come out. It looks like there's going to be a penalty on number 10.
They're going to say, okay, so it wasn't a high stick because he touched the puck. It was a high stick because he got the stick up into the face mask of one of the Pointers. That'll be Ethan Lindahl, number 10, who'll head to the box. Our first penalty of the night, and, of course, it's going to be on the Falcons. I mean, you kind of wonder eventually when head coach Steve Freeman is going to explode in his 29th season with the Falcons.
Wow, he's been there for a long time. Kind of reminds me of a guy like Andy Reid, who's been in the NFL for a very long time.
For
Obviously,
years.
any coach for
Packers legend Andy Reid. Thank you very much.
He's the most winning coach for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs now. I think that's the only coach in NFL history to do that. But we're not talking about the NFL. We're talking about D3 college hockey. What a matchup we've had so far. Obviously, this one in the Pointers' favor.
As we're about ready to get back underway, Andrew Poulias and Peyton Hart, the first line for the Stevens Point Pointers out there with Dawson Chirino, as the Falcons try to get it clear and can't. Kept in by Joe Manning at the line, and the Pointers get set up. Back for Manning at the point. Down low for Andrew Poulias. Bank pass around on the stick of Fletcher Anderson. Back over for Poulias. Poulias skates out to the point, turns on the brakes, back across for Anderson. Anderson face-off circle, back across. He thought Andrew Poulias was there, no dice, and that's going to be the first clear of this penalty kill for the Falcons. Anderson with a lot of speed carries that one over the blue line, across for Chirino, back across for Joseph Manning. Down low for Chirino, back across for Anderson. Fletcher Anderson works his way in, puts on the brakes down low, needs to pass it off. Back out to the point for Joseph Manning. Manning back to Anderson. Anderson fans on the shot, and the Falcons get another clear. And no, it's going to be fired up and out of play. That should have been might have been a delay of game penalty based on how you want to score that, but I think they're going to escape here. That's very, very lucky.
That one got a little close to my parents who are in the stands, Liam. I was a little worried.
Your parents here tonight, my parents said, hey, maybe your dad can get a puck this time.
Yeah, I mean, we got a puck last night, almost got hit by that one. 20 minutes later, something like that, along those lines. Your dad caught one that came out at him. We'll see if any come out my parents. I don't know. That one was close.
Even Peyton Hart commented it seemed like we were losing a lot of pucks last night as that faceoff's won by the Falcons. They'll turn and fire it down low for the second clear of this power play. 1 minute remaining here on the power play for the Pointers. 8 minutes and 51 seconds left in period number 2. The Pointers have a 4-0 lead. On the stick now of Joseph Manning. He'll carry that over mid-ice, gets tied up, but stays with it. Joseph Manning gets crunched off. That hurt.
Oh,
you can
man.
tell that hurt. Oh, my goodness. I'm surprised that he stood up for that one. If that was me on the ice and that hit happened, I would have to get carted off.
Staying down. That was probably the hardest hit of the night. You didn't hear as much of an audible reaction because that was obviously in the Falcons' favor, but what a hit.
Down low, Andrew Pouliot tries to roof it, and he can't put it home. As the Falcons look for the clear, they can't get there. Out for Engelbert in the slot. Makes a man miss. Back for Pouliot. His shot hits a man in front. Goes off the leg of Cole Telecki into the corner as we're down to the final 10 seconds of this power play. Engelbert toes the line, passes it over for German. Evan Junker with it now as its time is winding down 5 seconds. Engelbert takes a shot. That hits a man in front, goes wide, and that's going to do it for the power play tonight as there's a chance over. Scores! Fletcher Anderson! The 5th goal of the night and his 42nd of his career. Point 101.
Now, Liam, you technically can't count that as a power play goal, but the Falcons did put their 5th player right on the ice just as that goal was scored. Wow.
Fletcher Anderson, my goodness. A 2-goal series for him as he gets the Pointers on the board with their 5th of the night. Here in period number 2, 7 minutes and 52 seconds left now in the second frame.
The Falcons have a lot to do to try to come back. This lead's just gotten further and farther.
Well, you said it, partner, that technically can't count that as a power play goal, but the Pointers might as well. It happened when the player was coming out of the box. And so Matthew Falls will take it for the Pointers. He'll wheel around across for F. Tomovsky. That is the 5th goal of the night, so this crowd is about to go nuts. 5-0 the score here in the second period.
Free tacos for the Pointer fans, the dog pound.
Quentin Hill, a chance in front over for Kemelevsky, but stolen away by Owen Belisle. Over for Sean Bunting. Back down low for Owen Belisle. He'll dump that one in. Blake Norris, excuse me, I couldn't get the words out there for a second as Blake Norris carries that one over the blue line. Across the ice for Hill, puts on the brakes. Chance now in front. Norris has to go for a change. Hamidi, one of the goal scorers tonight. By the way, we've had 5 different goal scorers tonight for the Pointers.
No one has repeated on goals. That is pretty interesting to see. We'll see if Sherino or Hart, any one of these guys can get a repeat tonight.
Alec Hamidi spins the way out of a man. Just can't hold on to that one as here come the Falcons. O'Brien with a steal in center ice. Off the skates of Tyler German is hitting the deck in center ice with Ethan Lindahl. With it now is Aiden Moser as he gets checked into the corner. A little bit of a face mask there, but Alec Hamidi with it in center ice. Dumps it in for Hunter O'Brien. Down low for Hamidi, into the corner. O'Brien with it now, back over for Hamidi. Chance now out in front, and Lacoste has seen enough. He's going to go ahead and cover that one up for another stoppage at 6 minutes and 12 seconds left in period number 2. 5-0 the score for the Pointers.
Yeah, even though Nolan Lacoste, the freshman, has already let up 1 goal, you got to give him a lot of credit. Putting him in his second start of the season after their usual starter goalie, Brennan Boynton, was pulled. Done okay so far on the Pointers
hasn't really had
fan
to make,
side of the ice.
Yeah, hasn't really had to make too many saves. He has let up his first of the night, however, as Dawson Sherino corrals that one in center ice, makes a man miss, and had that one dribble off the end of his stick. I was excited for what might have been, but here come the Falcons the other way. In with speed, it's Johnny Myers, tries a pass and a save off the pad of Alex Proctor. That one gets flipped up and out of play, and we'll get another stoppage. Well, it's been on this side of the ice, Jacob.
Yeah,
I can see every time it happens.
The puck keeps just coming out of the ice, and I'm not sure. This is a newer trend. I mean, this is my 5th or 6th. No, this is my 6th game in the booth. But only this night and last night we've seen this many pucks come out of the ice, as Peyton Hart said at the pregame.
Face-off won by the Pointers, up for Owen Dean. Owen Dean flips that one up for Sherino. A little bit of a chip pass to himself. Sherino with a lot of speed in towards the net, drops it back into the slot. Nobody there, and they couldn't get it on net. As we'll have a penalty upcoming. It's going to be interference. The first power play of the night for the Falcons. They're going to send Chris Engelbert to the box. Good call. just didn't let the Falcons player get around him. You're usually allowed about 1 to 2 seconds after he gets rid of the puck to maybe throw a hit or block him off, but can't hold on to him, so it's going to be either 2 minutes for holding or 2 minutes for interference.
Definitely the correct call. The entire River Falls bench was immediately upset. The officials called that one right away. First big opportunity for the Falcons to get a score.
Well, their first power play of the night, trading penalties. And that first one is won by the Falcons. On the stick of Dylan Smith, fires that one towards the net and recovered at the wall. Across to Johnny Meyer. Johnny Meyer at the point. Back over for Telecki. Cole Telecki back over for Johnny Meyer. Face-off circle, far boards. Down low, tried to find Reed Loon, just couldn't control that one. And Kamilevsky will try to get it clear. Turns and fires that one back behind. It's Max Collette. Max Collette's pass fires off the board and exits the zone. Falcons will get reset up as Johnny Meyer will pass that one back down low for Cole Telecki. Cole Telecki tips it up top by Johnny Meyer. Alex Proctor turns, fires that one down. Sean Bunting just couldn't get a pad on that one, and he would have had the breakaway.
It's a great pass from Proctor. Oh, he's out of the net. Now he's back in.
Well, that pass did go off the referee again, as both teams battling for it now in the corner. Max Collette and Dylan Smith both in there for the Falcons. That eventually comes free to Reed Loon. Reed Loon out for Telecki at the point, and he passes that one across for Hunter Jones. Hunter Jones back to Telecki, a drive. That one goes free, back across the course. Dylan Smith turns and fires, and the River Falls Falcons will get themselves on the board. They'll capitalize on the power play opportunity as Alex Proctor just couldn't get himself reset.
Yeah, I'd like to say that was two opportunities that they took advantage of, obviously the power play being one of them, but also, like you said, Alex Proctor, he just kind of tripped himself up at the wrong time. That was a good shot, hit right at the top of the net, exactly where Proctor wasn't, and the Falcons get their first goal of the night.
Well, an easy goal there. They get themselves on the board. It's still a 5-1 deficit the way of the Pointers with just over 4 minutes left here in the second period. Reed Loon also having himself a 2-goal series. His first one, the game winner in last night's game, as Peyton Hart will come in with a lot of speed. Leaves that one for Tyler German. No angle shot, fought off by Lacoste. Great save there by the freshman. He remains true to the post and denies Peyton Hart. Tyler German on the back check. Over for Peyton Hart. It's a one-on-one the other way. Peyton Hart into the slot, back across. Alec Hominy takes a shot. Oh, he puts it just wide. Lacoste came too far out of the net, but Hominy just couldn't hit the post, and it'll be cleared by the Falcons. Joe Manning passes that one up. It's intercepted center ice by Reed Loon. Reed Loon back across for Anthony Benares. Over for Alex Proctor. Joe Manning didn't pick up his man, but he denies the pass by Owen Belisle. Owen Belisle pinned by Engelbart. Over for Manning, and here come the Pointers the other way. Hominy will exit the zone. Long pass for Owen Dean. Owen Dean puts on the brakes. Face-off circle near boards. Back for Dawson Chirino. Good save by Lacoste. A kick save denies Dawson Chirino. Chirino back down low, has Adam Reisigle back over for Chirino, toe drag, face-off circle, back across for Evan Junker. Evan Junker passes that one off the back of the boards for himself. Evan Junker battling for it, needs help. He gets pinned in the corner as both teams battling for it. Chirino kicks it out for Adam Reisigle at the point. Reisigle back across as that one's flipped up and out of play by River Falls.
Well, Lacoste had a couple of really impressive saves. That one kick-out one, I mean, for the freshman goalie coming in at a really tough time, he has already let up one goal, but these past few saves that he's made will be important in the Falcons' attempted comeback. Now, will that happen? A lot's got to happen for it.
Lots got to fall the way of the Falcons. Exactly. I agree with you, Pointer. Pointer. Well, you are a pointer.
I am a pointer. I do attend the university.
Partner, that's what I meant to say.
There you go. Close enough.
As the Falcons will escape the zone. A big hit along the penalty boards. As driving towards the net was number 24, Owen Belisle. He gets spun out of the way, and he'll crash down low to the ice, go for a change. Pointers, Fletcher Anderson tries to clear and does, but it's taken right back by Alex Davis for the Falcons. Davis drops that one back for Anthony Vidrick over for Fletcher Anderson. A nice toe drag there, denied by Hunter Jones. And Fletcher Anderson's pass is denied. Would have had a 2-on-1 the other way for the Pointers. Anthony Vidrick into the Pointer zone, puts on the brakes, spins out of the way of Ev Tomovsky. Pass out to the point for Joey Foss, back across for Davis. His shot is tipped in front. I think they're going to give it to Davis, and it's a 3-goal game now for the Pointers. The Falcons get 2 back-to-back with 1 minute and 53 seconds. Davis's shot from the point, it was screened the whole way, and it finds itself into the back of the net.
The Falcons' offense is roaring back a little bit. I will say, on the Pointers' offensive side of things, they're still playing pretty consistently well. Lacoste just made some good saves, but the Pointers' defense is letting off the gas a little bit. There's still plenty of time left, so they got to lock back in order to maintain this lead and try to win this one.
They are going to credit that one to number 10, Ethan Lindahl.
Another puck goes flying, and a fan just barely caught that. That was a heater.
Stretching up and all the way out for that one. One of the immaculate receptions, would you say?
Oh, a little Franco Harris type action. Oh.
Well, that one will be credited to Ethan Lindahl. Give Alex Davis the assist. And it's a 3-goal game. After 5 back-to-back goals by the Pointers, the Falcons start to answer back, and they cut this deficit down to just 3.
That was impressive counting.
An offsides call right in front of us. The Falcons don't like that call.
Not at all. They were slamming the walls on that one.
Happened right in front of their bench. Offsides the call with 1 minute and 32 seconds left in period number 2. Just 21 minutes and 32 seconds left of regulation. The Falcons still have quite a deficit to overcome. As there's a shot, and it's roofed. Might have been off the stick of Joseph Manning, so this faceoff will stay inside the Pointers zone. Had a lot of speed on that one.
Oh, yeah, a lot of zip on that one. These couple of past shots that have been high or wide, it's all speed.
Face-off won by the Pointers, collected by Adam Reisigle behind the net, but good forecheck there by Johnny Myers, and it comes out to the line, and it's dumped in down low by by Cole Telecki. Evan Junker with it now mid-ice, dumps that one in and gives chase. Dawson Shrino, the first pointer there, puts on the brakes, makes a man miss. Evan Junker out front for Dean. His shot is blocked by Max Collette, and we're down to the final minute here in period number 2. As Evan Junker intercepts a pass meant for number 9, Max Collette at the line. And Adam Reisigle will recollect in his own zone. Out for Owen Dean. He'll elect to just tip that one in and dump it in down low. As here come the Falcons the other way. Just under 40 seconds remaining here in the second frame. Now Cole Telecki with it. Face-off circle. Spins out of the way. Into the slot. And it's off the stick of Alex Atwill. Behind the net now for Reed Loon, one of the scorers tonight for the Falcons. Kicks out to Burke Simpson. Burke Simpson will wheel around. He gets hooked. That should have been a call, I will say. And then he goes down hard into the corner. 2 big missed calls for the Falcons. There's a drive off the pads of Dawson Shrino. That'll bruise in the morning.
You can hear the echo from that hit.
Yeah, 5 seconds left as Aiden Mosier will go ahead and ice this one. Fires it all the way down the length of the ice, and that'll bring us to the end of period number 2. The Pointers get a couple more on the board, but the Falcons start their offensive rush. It's 5-2 after 2 official frames here in KB Willet Arena.
Still need a lot to go for them, but the Falcons have had back-to-back scores, and this seemingly incredibly secure win for the Pointers is just that much more in jeopardy. Still 5-2. Pointers with the lead.
The Pointers have a couple of goal scorers add their names to the books. Dawson Shrino, Tyler German, Peyton Hart, and Fletcher Anderson. Oh, wow. Messing up my stats here, but Fletcher Anderson getting his 42nd of his career in just his 8th of the season. So the Pointers offense firing on all cylinders, but the Falcons come right back. They score on the power play. Credit that one to Reed Loon, a 2-goal series for him. And then about 5 minutes later, near the end of the period, Ethan Lindahl also gets himself on the board. 5-2, the score here in the second period. Some stats before we head into the intermission. We'll actually look at some scores from around the WIAC.
Sure thing, Liam. We got to keep checking out the Superior Yellow Jackets game, as they are currently still in the lead of the WIAC, of course. Their game against Eau Claire, second game of the weekend, still scoreless as the second period finishes off. Seems like the third period or possibly overtime will decide that matchup.
Well, some final stats from period number 2. Peyton Hart gets himself on the board thanks to Alec Hamady on the assist. Matthew Falls with one, assisted by Joseph Manning. And Fletcher Anderson, the last scorer so far for the Pointers, assisted by Nico Kemilowski and Chris Engelberg. For River Falls, they start their offensive rush. Reed Loon gets himself on the board, his second goal in as many games. Dylan Smith and Cole Telecki on the assist. And finally, Ethan Lindahl, a drive from the point, assisted by Cole Telecki. That's going to do it from us here in period number 2. We're going to go ahead and throw it back to the studio for some more music. Just a reminder, you are listening to WWSP Stevens Point, the student voice of Pointer Athletics. And if you're following along online, you are listening or watching us through Pointer Studios. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to KB Willet Arena for our final period here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. The Pointers increase their lead up to 5, but the Falcons score back-to-back to knock it down to 3. It's 5-2 after 40 minutes of game time. My name is Liam Statz. I'm joined up here in the booth by Jacob Spoerl.
Man, Liam, that was quite a second period that we had. Pointers going on a run to give it a 5-point lead. River Falls, the Falcons started coming back there in the final 5 minutes, getting their first 2 goals of the game, 5-2 as you stated. A lot can happen in this third period. The Pointers are trying to head into the week with their first win of the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it, but the Pointers have to remain almost perfect if they want to have a shot at getting the first seed in the WIAC tournament and winning the regular season. Faceoff is on the way, and the River Falls Falcons will win. It'll be carried in by Anthony Vidrick. He'll be closed off by Joseph Manning into the corner. Both teams battling for it. Comes back out for Vidrick, back into the corner. And both teams, Chris Engelbart back behind the corner for Dawson Sherino. Tries to flip it up and out of the zone. No dice, kept in by Cole Telecki at the line. Chance in front, save Alex Proctor. So Falcons coming out very, very aggressive as there's a chance all the way across for Connor Brust. Takes a shot, and it goes wide in the corner. Try to knock that one on towards the net, but nobody there as Hunter O'Brien will pass that one up for Engelbert. Knocked in, and the Falcons turn it the other way. Back in center ice for Chris Engelbert. He'll dump that one in. The Pointers will go for a change. Kemalevsky there on the forecheck. He can't find anything. Evan Junker with it now mid-ice. Andrew Poulias wheels around. He tries to pass that one through traffic. It caught up in the skates of Johnny Myers at the red line. And it's passed behind the net by Connor Brust. And on the stick now of Tyler Lee. Tyler Lee passes that one up for Max Collette. And it's dumped in down the other way. Falcons wanting a call. They're not going to get one. I'm not sure for what. But Fletcher Anderson will take over at the halfway boards. Turns and fires. Evan Junker with it now at the point. Turns and fires that one in. Might have been a pass. It'll go off the back wall behind the cage. Anderson's stick is broken in half. He'll leave that one on the ice. Adam Reisigle will fire that one on. Lacoste will just keep that one in his glove. And we'll have our first stoppage here in period number 3 at 18 minutes and 26 seconds. A score of 5-2 for the Pointers.
Yeah, Brennan Boynton was the previous goalie and the typical starting goalie for River Falls. But once he had 4 goals go into his net, he was taken out, replaced by the freshman Nolan Lacoste, who's had a decent game after the first goal that was scored on him. He's made some really solid saves so far. Just made another one right there.
Yeah, Boynton only made 11 saves. He let in 4 goals, a save percentage of .733. Lacoste comes in relief. He's made 6 saves so far, but he has let in 1, a save percentage of .857. As the Falcons will look to escape their own zone. It's 2 swings and misses by Burke Simpson, and Tyler German will keep that one out at the line. German fights his way through traffic, passes that one down low behind him. Back for German, he'll throw a check, and the Falcons will try to clear the zone and do. Ev Tomovsky, a long pass on the stick of Blake Norris, in for Hamady, and the Pointers will go for a change. Collected behind the net by Cole Telecki. Cole Telecki into the corner now for Alex Atwill. Atwill spins the way out of a hit. A crushing hit it would have been by Peyton Hart. As here come the Falcons the other way. Over for Burke Simpson. Taken at center ice. Right in front of the linesman. Matthew Falls with it now. Toe drag. A great poke check there from Cole Telecki. Keeps Matthew Falls on the outside edge. Matthew Falls, Bunting, Telecki, and Tyler Lee all battling for it right in front of us here in the corner. That finally comes free back into the corner now. Bunting and Telecki really battling for it, and that'll finally be kicked free. It'll escape all the way down into the Pointer zone for Aiden Mosier. Mosier back across for a hill. His pass is intercepted, and it's kept in at the line. A chance now for Kim Cody. That shot is, where's the puck? It's behind the net. River Falls shouting for something, maybe a stoppage in play, but they're not going to get anything. It'll be offsides, and Alex Proctor out of the net to play that one. Gib Cody's shot disappeared for half a second there, Jacob.
Yeah, that gave me some PTSD to one of the goals that was actually scored for the Falcons last night. Went right off the left pad of Proctor. Went airborne for a couple of seconds. Proctor couldn't find it. Obviously not a score there, but it was last night.
Fending on the shot was Anthony Vidrick. Follow-up chance from the point goes wide. Joey Foss a drive. Back over for Foss. Face-off circle. Down low. That'll hit the boards and skate free. Kept in at the line by Anthony Benares. Benares, his shot, it goes wide. Alex Proctor fought that one off, and it's laying on the ice now into the corner. Kept in at the line by Joey Foss. Back down low for Benares. As getting taken down to the ice was number 21, Anthony Vidrick. Joey Foss fires that one in for the for the Falcons. Adam Reisigle right there for it. Evan Junker, who's got it? It's lost. It was sitting on the truncheon, on the top of the boards, the sill, right behind Evan Junker. The crowd actually started pointing at where it was on the ice. Dawson Shrino will beat everybody there. Bounce passes that one off the back of the cage to himself. It'll come free out to the corner. Back over for Shrino. Fans on the pass. Just can't keep that one. It's in the slot and finally comes free out for Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith, that's going to be a high stick if Norris touches that one, and we will get a stoppage in play. I want to talk about that pass. Evan Junker turned around. It's sitting on top of the windowsill right behind him, right underneath the pane of glass.
Yeah, I had an opportunity. Obviously, this last call for that, what do you call that, a high stick?
High stick.
Yes, a high stick there. We knew it right away, and yeah, the River Falls bench screamed because I'm sure they feel like they haven't gotten all the calls go their way, but that one definitely did, and it was the correct call.
Only 2 penalties tonight. Only one team has capitalized. The Falcons are 1 of 1 on that penalty back in the second period. A power play goal.
Technically.
Well, no, it definitely was a power
right,
play goal.
Right, but right after the.
No, that you're thinking of the Pointers. The Falcons did score on the power play.
Never mind. When you were saying the two goal thing. We're on the same page saying different things, per usual.
Fletcher Anderson, across ice pass, hit the top of the post. Oh, wow, that hit the top post of the net.
He had a shot.
It got bailed out by his iron there. Pulias, Kemlowski, backhand shot once again. That goes high and wide over the net. Blake Norris gets a check up top. You could hear the referees telling Aiden Moser to let him go. It kind of tied his man up there after he got sent down. Down low for Cole Telecki, and he's going to be forechecked there by Tyler German. River Falls started chanting in unison. It actually took me a second to realize what they were doing. They were chanting in unison, stick, stick, stick. It made me stop and kind of try to find out what they were talking about as Tyler German's shot goes up and out of play. And it went off the stick, I think, of Joey Foss, and so we'll have another stoppage.
Couple of stoppages so far. I want to look really quickly at a couple of scores we got around the WIAC. The Stout Blue Devils taking on Northland College. They're up 5-0 after having their last game be on Thursday, something you don't usually see. And then, yes, still Superior and Eau Claire still tied 0-0. No scores yet in that game, and they're in the start of their third period as well.
Peyton Hart will be in to take the draw. He'll go up against Owen Belisle, and Belisle will win the faceoff. That one's dumped up and out of the zone by Anthony Benares, and that'll skate all the way down. An easy icing call for the linesman to make, and we'll redo the faceoff. You know, Stout on their way to sending Eau Claire's 11th straight in-conference loss. 0-11 in conference, 1-19 overall. 0-10 in conference, 1-19 overall. Eau Claire and Superior, some major implications as we come down the stretch. Peyton Hart's going to be called for a face-off violation. He does not like that one. I don't blame him. Line's been very wishy-washy all night, but Tyler German will replace him. He'll go up against Owen Belisle. Belisle will lose the draw, won by German, and the Pointers will get set up on offense as Peyton Hart will hit the deck in the slot. Over for Aiden Moser into the corner. Aiden Moser battling for it, and really battling for it as well as Anthony Benares. Benares battling for it with Aiden Moser. Over for Hart as Benares finishes his check on Aiden Moser. Back into the corner for Alec Homedy. Homedy turns, fires, and that hits a man in front and pops free back into the wall. Alec Homedy wheels around out to the point. Down low, face-off circle for Moser. Moser back over for German. German can't control that one, and he'll have to exit the zone. German passes that one up, has Joseph Manning, as Alec Hamady will be the first pointer in for the Pointers, and he'll get taken down behind the ice by Joey Foss. Here come the Falcons the other way on the stick of Hunter Jones. Jones pass in, it's so behind the net, and in the stick of Arseny Smeknov. As there's a penalty upcoming, it's going to be on the Falcons. The Falcons initially thought that one was going to be going their way, but they're going to have an extra skater on the ice now for the Pointers. Still haven't touched this puck as the Pointers trying to get an offensive rush going. Evan Junker, long pass. He finds Matthew Falls, and here comes Evan Junker, the captain. That's going to be offsides on Pulias. Absolutely, that's the correct call. And we're going to have a penalty upcoming. It'll be on the Falcons. Let's see who they send to the box.
River Falls, they were very unhappy. You said they thought it was going their way. You heard some of them yelling some expletives right below us in the box.
Steve Freeman not at all happy about that score. As going to the box is going to be number 23, Hunter Jones. This Falcons team is not at all happy with the officiating tonight. I might have a case in some regards.
Yeah, absolutely. The officiating has definitely been a little more inconsistent in tonight's matchup.
That'll be the second power play opportunity of the night for the Pointers. They didn't score on the first one until about 2 seconds after the guy came out of the box.
That's what I was saying earlier by not technically, because while the fifth man wasn't on the ice yet, you know, it was similar.
I get what you're saying. Yep.
Yes, thank you.
Kemalevsky passes that one off the wall for Manning. We're going to have a stoppage in play. It's going to be 2 minutes for slashing. Andrew Pulias is going to go to the box. The Pointers can't capitalize, and Andrew Pulias upset with himself, the captain, but it's going to be 4-on-4 for a minute and 36 seconds. Alex Proctor hyping up the home crowd, so maybe this penalty will soften the blow a little bit, but it will be 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 36 seconds. Andrew Pulias, 2 minutes for slashing, partner.
A little 4-on-4 action we got here. I'm curious to see how this one goes. Obviously, Pointers have been heavily relying on their offense the first two periods.
Face-off won by the Pointers. Dawson Chirino can't keep that one on the blade of his stick. And the Falcons will try to get set up offensively. Tyler Lee bounce pass behind for Cole Telecki. The referee in the way once again. The Falcons not at all happy with their performance tonight, and that's just going to add to it. But here come the Falcons. Ethan Lindahl, a goal scorer tonight, passes that one off for Reed Loon. Reed Loon, a chance in front. He puts it wide. A toe save maybe by Alex Proctor. And Dawson Chirino now for the Pointers. Passes that one up for Kemalevsky. Lot of space. Kemalevsky wheels in, but a good poke check there from Telecki. Keeps him on the outside edge. Kemalevsky tries to get that one out. Can't control it, and the Falcons will take over. Some good defense there from the Falcons.
Yeah, absolutely. Their defense, especially with the freshman goalie, Nolan Lacoste, definitely been helping a lot more, especially in the first half so far of this final period of the game.
Chance out front for Ethan Lindahl, one of the goal scorers, as he loses an edge and blows a tire in the center ice. And he'll have to have a long way to tag up. With 25 seconds left on 4-on-4, the Falcons are going to get about 24-ish seconds, 23-ish seconds of 5-on-4 for the power play. As here's Lindahl, a chance in front and a save. Alex Proctor tried to get the tip in from Dylan Smith. No dice, he fans and misses on a shot. And good defense there from the Pointers as the Falcons are going to get set up. They will have the power play starting now. That drive from Smith goes way wide. Proctor didn't need to make the save. Alex Davis at the blue line. He'll set up at the point, back across for Johnny Meyer. Johnny Meyer face-off circle, down low for Ethan Lindahl. Lindahl back for Meyer, out to the point for Davis. Davis back down low for Telecki at the point. Over for Davis, face-off circle, chance in front, hits a man. That's a block shot from Adam Reisigel, and that's going to end the power play opportunity for the Falcons.
Yep, that was one of the opportunities River Falls needed to stay in this game. Didn't take advantage. You know, they're going to need a lot to go their way. Only 10 minutes left.
10 minutes of regulation. Time dwindling down for the Falcons to climb their way back into this one. They have an impossible odds to surmount. 3 goals, 5-2 the score for the Pointers. Both teams battling for it now into the corner. Hunter O'Brien in there for the Pointers along with Tyler German. Number 9, Max Collette as well with number 25, Ian Carpenter. As that one finally comes free, Sean Bunting over for Quentin Hill on the back check as that one's going to be fired in by Quentin Hill.
Hill got pounded there, but he got the shot off in time. Giving the Pointers, I think they got a sub out. Good play there.
Cole Telecki will fire that one in. The Falcons will go for a change. Proctor way out of his net, fires that one behind. But here comes Ev Tomovsky for the Pointers, 3-on-1. A lot of speed. He loses control and gets rid into the corner. Good defense there from the Falcons as the Pointers with Dawson Shrino with the steal. Good forecheck, passes it in the slot, nobody home. And it's going to be kept in at the line by Blake Norris. Owen Dean passes that one behind. Dawson Shrino there, not able to keep that one as it's going to be kept in by Ev Tomovsky. No, it'll come free all the way down for Blake Norris. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left. 5-2 the score for the Pointers. Dawson Shrino stick handling in. Picks on the brakes. Toe save there for Lacoste. Lost it back. Lacoste almost didn't see that one coming back for him. But Ian Carpenter passes that one back for his goaltender. Get the stoppage, and we'll have a media timeout.
Yeah, Lacoste definitely had a good opportunity there. He lost it for a second. No one was in front of him. Had the chance. Put his glove right on it.
Take a look at some scores from around the WIAC, partner.
Absolutely, during this media timeout. Let's take a quick gander. Oh, thank you for the chair giving me that in the booth. All right, let's take a quick look at Stout and Northland College. Previously, they were up 5-0, but now Northland College may be starting a little comeback. They got their first score of the night. Still, Stout has the lead 5-1. Taking a look over at the big matchup, because obviously the superior Yellow Jackets, first in the conference, still remains a 0-0 game against the Eau Claire Blue Golds. That game has about 10.5 minutes left. This could go into overtime. With the no score, which obviously happened to the Pointers a couple games ago against Stout.
Some serious implications in that game. Serious.
Absolutely.
If it goes to overtime, even that's good for the Pointers, as the max points that the Yellow Jackets will be able to receive is 2.
Oh, that is
so
true.
even that, doesn't increase the lead by too much. We'll get ready to get back underway. Peyton Hart on the ice for the Pointers, in for the draw. He'll have to contend with Burke Simpson. Puck still not dropped. Both teams getting ready. Peyton Hart will lose. Burke Simpson once again increasing his total. It'll be flipped all the way out of the zone. Evan Junker with it at the blue line. Across the ice to Adam Reisigel. Reisigel spins all the way out of a hit. Some good fancy footwork there as Peyton Hart will keep that one at the slot. Adam Reisigel turns, fires that one in, back in the slot, and it's finally defended away by the Falcons as Adam Reisigel couldn't get back onto his skates. A chance now for the Falcons of the way. Burke Simpson blows a tire and slides into the wall. Sice is slippery, partner.
Yeah, a couple of burnt tires, especially last night. Seemingly had a lot more issues with the ice after coming into the second and third period. They needed to take extra time for both teams. Haven't had those issues tonight, but a couple of slips.
Tyler German will dump that one in. Alec Comedy there on the forecheck. He'll be contending with Gib Cody. Gib Cody dumps that one back around for Alex Davis. Davis, a long pass up top. Nobody touched that one. They're going to wave off icing. I don't think that's the right call.
I don't think so either. Even Alex Proctor was shocked.
The Pointers will finally be able to clear the zone. Tyler German tried to flip that one up and over for himself. It'll clear the zone, and we'll get another stoppage in play at 7 minutes, 32 seconds left. 5-2 the score here for the Pointers.
Man, I mean, for the Falcons to stay in this game, truly they needed to take advantage of that on the power play. Unless the Pointers are penalized once again, I believe this game will be in the books, advancing the Pointers to, I believe, 15 wins on the year.
You are correct about that one. There's an intercepted pass center ice by Johnny Meyer. Leaves it back for Max Collette. Takes a shot and hit Joseph Manning in front. Follow-up chance goes wide. It won't quite clear the zone. It's kept in by number 12, Anthony Benares. Benares, a chance in front, and a save, Alex Proctor. That one goes up and out of play, and we'll get another stoppage. Proctor had to get set real quick on that one, but he stayed true to it and made the save.
I will say, in terms of physicality and exhaustion, it is definitely, the exhaustion has increased, the physicality has decreased. From the right right when the game started, we saw both these teams were flying at each other, especially the Pointers wanting to redeem themselves after last night's loss. But I feel like in this third period, we kind of lost that edge a little bit, keeping this not necessarily a stalemate, but a still same score at 5-2.
Face-off won by the Pointers. They'll get a clear. Alex Proctor out of his net to play that one as it's dumped back in. Everybody piling in now into the corner. Ev Tomovsky fires that one around for Fletcher Anderson, one of the goal scorers tonight for the Pointers. Long pass for Kemalevsky. He'll negate the icing with the tip. And the Pointers go for a change. Kemalevsky will fight for it in the corner. Andrew Poulias there with it, and he'll escape the zone. Did not keep that one on the blade of his stick. You could tell that he was frustrated with himself. It has been a frustrating game so far for Andrew Poulias.
Yeah, a couple of mistakes and a penalty. Well, not a penalty, but a call his way.
Just about to say that. I was about to say, penalty, a couple mistakes, a couple missed chances. Obviously, you just got to keep plunking along. Something will come up his way as the Falcons will recover in their own zone. Kept in by Matthew Falls. Oh, just barely escapes at the line, but he does get the turnover and fires it back in. On the stick now, Tyler Lee back across for Cole Telecki. Telecki turns and fires that one back around for Tyler Lee. And Lee will pass that one up the board, so it'll be off the the blade of Gib Cody. And now back for Alex Davis. Bounce pass off the wall. And the Falcons will try to get a rush up the ice. Evan Junker battling for it with Arseny Smeknov, the Russian native. As over for Adam Reisigle into the corner. Where's the puck? No angle shot. Fought off by Alex Proctor. Nice little blocker save for him as that one bounces off the back of the wall. Couple of Pointers hit the deck, no call upcoming, and so Austin Chirino with it now for the Pointers. Flips that one in for himself, and it's a takeaway for the Pointers. Aiden Mosier came over to try to assist, wasn't able to get there, and good stick work from Alex Atwill, but a nicer poke check there from Hunter O'Brien, and as Aiden Mosier will dump that one in, the Pointers go for a change. Dawson Chirino with the takeaway into the corner. Chris Engelbert there to help, as Hunter O'Brien as well. The Falcons are able to clear their zone on the stick of number 7, Burke Simpson. And Alex Proctor out of his net to play that one. O'Brien passes that one up for Aiden Mosier. Mosier keeps that one over mid-ice. Engelbert turns and fires that one in. Owen Dean in the slot, takes a shot himself, scores! Owen Dean gets his name in the score sheet in the scoring column, and he brings this lead back up to 4. It's 6-2.
Each one of the Pointers' goals all scored by a different player. Owen Dean with the shot. And Nolan Lacoste just messed up. He is standing still, obviously frustrated with himself. And it looks like this game,
I think
that was probably the dagger.
Might be I was about to say that might be your dagger as Owen Dean gets his 3rd of the year. That brings his point total up to 16 so far in this season. Oh, what a season he is having as well. 3 goals now at 13 assists, so a 16-point season for him as Lacoste will go ahead and cover that one. 6 goals compared to Falcons just 2. This game might be over and shut.
Yeah, that was the nail in the coffin. That shot there, Lacoste didn't even necessarily need to put his glove on it, but I'm sure after that last goal, he wanted to put the leather on it just to take a break and lock in. With only 4 minutes and 40 seconds left, Falcons down 4. They need a lot to happen.
Face-off won by the Pointers. Blake Norris keeps that one in at the line. Fired around for Ev Tomovsky. Peyton Hart also on the ice for the Pointers. Swung around out to the line. Tyler German, the first one there for the Pointers, puts on the brakes, tries to keep it himself, offsides the call, and that's going to come all the way out. The Falcons, again, not happy with that one.
Yeah, they were clearly upset, and now at this point, there is absolutely zero momentum going the Falcons' way. They just got scored on again, 4-score deficit, and another call that they weren't too fond of.
Well, with that score, 6 different Pointers have entered their name into the score sheet tonight. 6-2 the score with just over 5 minutes left here in a regulation. Adam Reisigle cups that one off for Ev Tomovsky, and there's a steal in center ice by Aiden Busek. Pass across the ice, and a great defensive play there from Peyton Hart. Keeps that one from going into the back of the net. Hey, Peyton Hart, what an effort from him. as we have a penalty upcoming. It's going to be 2 minutes for a cross check on the Falcons.
Wow, I mean, that was a big sequence of events. Some incredible defense there
As Peyton
for the
Hart
Pointers.
has some few extra words for Johnny Myers as he'll head to the box. You know, both these teams were battling for it in the crease. Peyton Hart comes across, like you said, on that defense. Johnny Myers doesn't like it. Maybe that's frustration boiling over. Just gives him a nice little cross check right to the bag. And it's going to be another power play opportunity for the Pointers.
Yeah.
They are 0 for 3 for tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons looked like they were dead in the water a minute ago. Now, I mean, the advantage is in the Pointers' favor. This could be a 7-2 game, but we'll see.
Face-off won by the Falcons, but that one's flipped up and out of the zone. They're going to say that this one is going to stay in. The Falcons asking for it to come out, and it should. So this face-off is going to come out beyond the blue line with 1 minute and 57 seconds left on this power play. This will take us down to just about the 2-minute warning if this were football here in KB
I like
Willet.
that. Obviously, football being my favorite sport, but appreciating each hockey game a little bit more.
Well, the River Falls,
man.
the Falcons bench once again getting heated as they're going to actually shift this face-off back into the Falcons zone.
I don't know if I agree with that, and obviously the River Falls bench doesn't either, and there's a violation,
Wow.
a face-off violation.
I'm going to be surprised if there
Nothing's
aren't some
going their
words.
way.
Yeah. Well, face-off won by the Pointers. They'll get their power play unit set up. Fletcher Anderson now at the face-off circle, takes a drive, fought off by Lacoste, chance in front. Oh my goodness, what a follow-up save by Lacoste. Got the toe in there to keep it a 4-score game. Poulias across for Anderson, toe drag, takes the shot. Lacoste, it's trickling, where's the puck? It came free behind the crease.
So at the near side, nobody saw it.
Over for Joseph Manning at the face-off circle now as the Pointers getting a reset. Out for Serino at the point, makes a step. Back out to the point at the blue line. Turns and passes that one down low for Anderson. Poulias with the drive. He puts it just wide. Manning with it now. Face-off circle. Down low for Kemalevsky. Kemalevsky out for Anderson. Anderson face-off circle. Over for Poulias. Poulias pulls back. Almost took the shot, but he passes that back up for Fletcher Anderson. Kemalevsky down low. Back out for Anderson. Across the ice to Manning. Manning out to the point for Serino. Dawson Trino back across for Manning, puts on the brakes, Manning across, and a good stick in the lane, clears the net. That is Hunter Jones who got a stick. Between Johnny Myers and the referee. I can't imagine they're too happy about anything tonight as Johnny Myers not really letting this one go.
Obviously a frustrating game for the Falcons, and I don't blame them. But
Face up.
they held on to the power play.
Absolutely. You got to take the good where you can as Sean Bunting catches that one in the zone. And it will be on the stick now of Dylan Smith. Dylan Smith up the laneway, and he's tangled up in the corner, and so it'll be the Pointers the other way. Matthew Falls, a little bit of a poke check, keeps that one into the corner, and the Pointers trying to get something set up offensively. We're going to be down to our final minute here in KB Willet Arena. O'Brien keeps that one in at the line. A little bit of an extra shove afterwards. Matthew Falls' pass, handle exit the zone. Aiden Mosier turns and fires that one back in. 1 minute remaining in regulation. The Pointers lead 6-2. That one shot the length of the ice. Max Collette there for the Falcons. Over for Dylan Smith. He's battling for it with Quentin Hill. Aiden Mosier will dump that down in the center ice, taken by Anthony Benares. Benares dumps that back down for Alex Proctor to play. Proctor didn't even need to come out of his net to play that one. As here comes Hunter O'Brien off the pads of Sean Bunting, and retaken at center ice by Gib Cody. Gib Cody's shot, that's deflected wide, and turning and firing that the length of the ice is Quentin Hill. No icing, it'll be waved off with 15 seconds to go here in period number 3. Anthony Benares puts on the brakes behind his net. It's going to be taken by Peyton Hart. They'll have one opportunity left. That shot goes into the corner. Sean Bunting fights his way through a hit. 2 seconds left here in regulation, and the Pointers will get their first win of the season over UW River Falls. A big one at 6-2 the final here in Stevens Point.
What a game. 6 different players for the Pointers scored goals. Dawson Sherino, Alec Hamady, Peyton Hart, Matthew Falls, Fletcher Anderson, and then Owen Dean in the third period. What a game. A dominant win and a solid response to the Pointers in response to last night's game.
Well, some handshakes, the time-honored tradition. You go out for 60 minutes of war, and at the very end, you still shake hands with your opponent. 6-2, the final here in Stevens Point. Let's go ahead and take a look at some scores from around the WIAC, see how other things are shaping out.
Yeah, it looks like Stout Northland College, that game stays the same. Stout, the Blue Devils up 5-1 over Northland with about 4.5 minutes left to play. It looks like the Blue Devils are wrapping that one up and putting that one away, but oh no. Looking at the game, the Yellow Jackets of Superior taking on the Blue Golds of Eau Claire. With 2 minutes left, the Yellow Jackets have taken the lead, their first lead, the first point scored of the game. They're up 1-0, and with how low scoring it seems, that the Yellow Jackets will take the victory.
Well, partner, your thoughts on the 3 stars tonight before we go over some final stats.
Oh man, I wish you didn't say that. I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard. I mean, 6 different players scored goals. I will say, I am going to say Owen Dean. He did kind of have the clutch finish. That 6th goal scored, the only goal scored in the third period. It kind of nailed the game and took the momentum back in towards the Pointers' favor. So that's who I'm going to pick as my first star, Owen Dean.
Owen Dean. I agree with that one. Kind of in that third period, it started to feel like it was a little bit of a lull. The Falcons came off 2 back-to-back goals going into the third period. It really did seem like that momentum going back the way of River Falls. Owen Dean says no dice, scores one to really hammer it home. That was your dagger. 6-2 the final. My second tonight obviously has to be Alex Proctor. Made 22 saves en route to another win in the win column, and a really crucial one as we come down the stretch.
If I had to pick a third star, it would be another Pointer, and it would probably be Peyton Hart. Not only is a friend of us, but he did kind of talk about how they had a different game plan into this game. Had a game I'm sure he wasn't happy with last night. Had a couple of missed opportunities in the final 3 minutes of that game last night, but he had a goal in this one that helped give the Pointers a lead. So I got to give it to Mr. Peyton Hart, the senior.
I'll go a step further and say yeah, and also because his goal actually does end up being the game-winning goal. Without his goal, the Pointers, this is a much different game. He scored the 3rd goal of the game. River Falls got 2, so that is the game-winning goal.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, that is true from that standpoint.
That is the game-winning goal of the game. That's actually an official stat, too. It is a recorded stat among hockey, believe it or not. It's like football where there's so many weird little stats that you don't really think about, but then it comes out of nowhere, game-winning goal, game-losing goal, for a goaltender. But, yeah, I got to agree, Peyton Hart, the 3rd star of the game. Some final stats is
really quick score update.
Yeah, real
Superior
quick.
Just went up 2-0 over Eau Claire. So it looks like that game will be over, ending in the Yellow Jackets' favor.
So it looks like your WIAC standings after tonight, before we go over some final stats, Superior will remain in first at 26 points. Stevens Point will follow it up at 22 points. Eau Claire will stay still. River Falls will stay still. Stout will also stay still, but they'll climb closer into fourth at now 15 points. Northland skating to yet their 11th straight loss in conference. Looking at some final scores or stats tonight, Dawson Trino, a goal assisted by Owen Dean, his 15th of the season. Alec Hamady getting his third, assisted by Tyler German and Peyton Hart. Peyton Hart getting his 15th of the season, tying Dawson Trino. We said that this whole season that they are just going to go back for back, band for band, bar for bar, like lockstep with each other. It really seems. They'll be assisted by Alec Hamady. Matthew Falls, his 6th of the season, assisted by Joseph Manning. And then Fletcher Anderson, assisted by Nico Kamilevsky, Chris Engelbert. Reed Loon and Ethan Lindahl also get their names on the score sheet. Reed Loon, a 2-goal series for him, but Owen Dean, the dagger goal in the third period with his 3rd of the season, assisted by Chris Engelbert and Aiden Mosier. 22 saves tonight for Alex Proctor and 22 total saves split between both. I'm going to try to find his name here real quick. Nolan Lacoste and Brennan Boynton. Brennan Boynton pulled in early in the second period. Nolan Lacoste taking the brunt of that one. So they both make 11 saves, split even. In the face-off circle, both teams go pretty even. The Pointers actually falling just barely, just edging out River Falls just barely, 35-33. A couple of penalties, high sticking for Lindahl, Engelbert with interference, Hunter Jones with cross-checking, Andrew Pulias with cross-checking, and Johnny Myers with holding the stick. Not one you see called that often.
Not at
and
all.
I will not comment any further on that penalty. But that's going to do it for the score here tonight. Your final is 6-2. My name is Liam Statz. I was joined here in the booth by Jacob Spoerl. A big, massive thank you to everybody who made this production happen. Ed Goyette and Lexi Hull. And back at the station, Matthew Hafer. From all of us here at Stevens Point, we're saying good night, everybody. Just a reminder, you are listening to WWSP Stevens Point, 89.9 FM, your only sports alternative. And if you followed along online via YouTube, this stream is brought to you by Pointer Studios.